Hello, everybody, and welcome to the tunnel meeting. This is episode number 15, and I'm going to be joined by some night elves today. One of them is not joining us yet because he's a D-bag, to be honest, who's playing an FFA game at the same time as was playing a ladder up until now. So he might join us later, hopefully. And I got two other night elves, one from Ukraine, an old school player named Mikhailo Novopashin, I think.
What's up, guys?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, dude. Thanks for inviting. Really
And
great.
and the other one, a Swedish night elf as well. Also kind of old school, I guess. Used to be on Team Four Kings. It's Lil DC. How are you doing?
Hello there. Hi, everyone. I'm doing very good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump right into it. Our first topic is gonna be a little bit of it's drama slash unpaid money in esports. It's what happened between Mojawi and Lil DC. And actually, I would like to start off by saying that I invited the Mojawi manager to come on and have the discussion about it, and he declines. And he kept like writing me whole books of like what happened. I'm like, you don't have to tell me, just come on the show and tell that story. And he's like, no, blah blah blah, I don't want to do it. And then he writes me another book, and I was like, oh my, like this is just never ending. So yeah, there was an article that was posted made by Recram on Warcraft 3 Info, which I think summarizes the situation pretty well. So let's have a look at that first and foremost. Let me know, by the way, in the chat if the volume levels are like all good, by the way, because I don't think like a bunch of stuff changed for this show. Let's see. So I have to toggle that. All right, the article is named More Money, More Problems. The Everlasting Issue in Esports. Usually I take this stance to drama in the community when writing articles, reason simply being that I do not think it is healthy for the community if Warcraft Info takes the role of a tabloid. Sometimes it is, however, also important that we point out at the elephant in the room and take a stance together with the community. Teams not paying players and tournament organizers not paying prize money, casters and admins is not unheard of when it comes to esport. In fact, it is common and has been so for a long time. About a week ago, Keke, a prominent name in the Chinese scene, posted about her frustrations of sponsors running from promises. In the post, she mentions how Fly 100% has not been paid from Breck and Newbie not paying Hero's salary for half a year, which more than likely has something to do with Hero, Lowlight and Lin playing WGTL for Team ELL and not Newbie. In response to the translation of Keke's post, ToD disclosed that he did not receive payment for two tournaments consisting of $5,000 and $6,000 prize money. I would not be surprised if this has happened to a whole lot of top players, both past and present. No matter the intentions, there is responsibility. For many, the drama with MTW is probably fresh in memory, prize money not being paid to Happy for several months and signed players not being paid. Happy made a tweet longer about it and published his dialogue with MTW's owner. If you are read through the entire situation, there can hardly be any doubts that the entire situation was handled rather poorly by MTW. If you host a tournament and sign players, you need to have the money ready to pay them. The intentions of MTW were probably good, just like the intentions for many people taking initiative to a team or a tournament are good. Unfortunately, there can be victims of a situation no matter how good the intentions are. Another prime example of this is Marcimu, who did a huge job for the scene, hosting well over 100 cups between 2016 and 2018. I doubt many in the community will question his good intentions and passion for the game. He also found himself in a position where he could not pay prize money upon completion of the cup, which Happy called him out on. Lil DC and Mojawi. The story. Another situation is Lil DC's dispute with Mojawi. As that conflict is unfolding right now, I wanted to take some time to talk with both parties and get their thoughts on the situation, piece together the story and see what went wrong. On April 9th, they got in contact and came to an agreement of Lil DC joining Team Mojawi for a set monthly payments for the agreement's duration of 3 months. First payment was sent April 10th. In exchange of the monthly payments, Lil DC would represent the team at international tournaments, interviews, and on his stream. He would continually be allowed to play for Sui while Mojawi does not compete in Team League and he would not be required to stream a certain amount. offer, acceptance, consideration, and a meeting of minds. Fast forward till a few days ago when Lil DC was contacted by a streaming platform who offered to sign him as a streamer on their site. Lil DC informed team manager of Mojawi Arca about the offer. Arca responded that he would advise against it as it would be bad for Mojawi since he would get fewer viewers, but also said he understood that it was an amazing offer that Lil DC couldn't refuse and needed to accept. Arca tried to get the entire Mojawi squad signed with the streaming platform, which did not work out. Lil DC decided to try out the streaming platform and made an account. As per their agreement with Mojawi, he were to represent the team on his stream, so he used Mojawi's graphics. Upon hearing this, Arca told Lil DC that he would terminate their agreement because Lil DC used Mojawi graphics on the streaming platform. Lil DC, not having been told it would have been a deal breaker, told Arca he would delete his account on the stream platform and continue the Mojawi agreement. Arca refused this and went through with terminating the agreement. My opinion, above is the facts of the story, but as this is an opinion piece, I will also grant my opinion on the matter. From Mojawi's point of view, I think it is reasonable wanting their players to stream on the platform, giving them the highest number of viewers. Exposure is, after all, esports teams' bread and butter. To me, the whole situation does, however, reek of dismissal without proper cause for it. Their agreements contain no obligation for Lil DC to stream a certain amount or on a certain platform, only that Lil DC were to represent Mojawi at tournaments, in interviews, and on his stream. In his talk with me, Arca told me the sole issue is the use of the team's graphics on the streaming platform, though. As just mentioned, Lil DC was obligated to promote the team on his stream. Lil DC offered to back out of the deal with the streaming platform and continue streaming on Twitch, but Arca did not want to hear of it as his trust in Lil DC had been violated. To me, it seems undoubtedly that Lil DC acted in good faith, so I do not know how his trust was violated. I would urge Mojawi to follow through on their agreements on 3 months, and then if their trust is still damaged, cease to renew the contract. What can be done? Once the damage is done, there often seems to be little you can do in our community. Yes, if the amount of money is high enough, you may be able to go to court with a win-on-fee lawyer, but rarely do I think that is worth the headache and time, even if you can find such a lawyer for the job. So the question is rather, what can we do to try and prevent it in the future? Because we cannot stop the problem. I do believe some of the disputes can be prevented. If you are a player joining a team, make sure to take precautions, do research on the team. Do they already have a sound history? If not, be careful rushing into it, take your time and communicate with them. Make sure they are like-minded people, make sure you are seeing eye to eye on the agreement in its entirety. If you're a tournament organizer or team owner, make sure the sponsors are coming through before making too many promises. You put yourself in a position where you are responsible for players being paid. Another thing we can do is keeping the community informed. We see Happy doing this with MTW and LF and KK doing it with the Chinese tournaments and newbie. That brings me to the final point, because we should keep the community informed. We should be careful not starting a witch hunt without proper cause. Here I'm mainly thinking of the Massimo situation. While Massimo did not have the sponsors' money ready as he should, I personally think Happy pulled the trigger on taking it public too soon. Not only was Massimo given less than a month to pay, he had already built up a reputation and history that should grant him some leeway, having organized 100 plus cups with no money issues. While it may seem silly to thank people for simply doing what they promised, I think we should also be good at appreciating people, taking initiative to find sponsors, run tournaments, and manage teams when it is done properly. That is a big part of what makes our scene running. Is everything in this accurate, Lil DC, or how did this story happen from your point of view?
Well, if we start from the beginning, I think it's lovely that people want to invest time and or money in Warcraft. So when he contacted me, Arca, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And took it in consideration. And since we don't have any sponsors in Team Sui, we have a great team, but we have no sponsor, even though we searched for a very long time now, actually. I decided to take the step to Mojave and be sponsored by him. And everything was fine for, I'm not sure how long time it was, but for a few weeks at least. I was doing pretty good in tournaments, better than I did for a very long time. And yeah, he was very pleased with me, Arca. And then the situation came up with the streaming platform, which is DLive. It's a competitor to Twitch. And since I'm not really a very popular streamer, or I stream a lot, I just stream a few hours here and there.
Yeah.
It's not really I take very, very seriously. And I also asked Arka in the beginning that, is it okay that I stream like just a few hours or rarely don't stream at all? Like I'm not a popular streamer, so to say. And he said, yeah, that's fine, stream whatever you want. It doesn't matter at all. Then, okay, fine, sounds good. So we don't have any agreement on that, right? But when the other streaming platform came to me and offered me a quite nice deal, then I was like, okay, I will lose some viewers, and it will be worse for Mojave. But then it was still like, yeah, I understand it's a really good offer, so you can take it. You must take it. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Then let's do both. Right? I will be sponsored by Mojave, and I will play tournaments for them, and I will be streaming on the other website. But then all of a sudden it changed his mind, and it could actually be some language issues. So I understand his side a little bit, but yeah. All of a sudden he changed his mind and was like, I lost the feeling completely about you, even though I said that, okay, I will skip DLive and I will just continue on Twitch, continue exactly as it was before they contacted me.
Yeah.
So, but he was very emotional and said that he lost his feeling about me, that this is not the way a player should act. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? We are having a discussion about streaming on another platform. What the hell is the problem, right? But yeah, then I got an email one day later saying that you got kicked, basically because you took that decision. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't even take the decision. I can go back to streaming on Twitch and everything. Like, no, I lost everything regards feeling about you, and yeah, that's how it is. So I had no option to stay in the team or anything like that. And when a guy promised me something and doesn't live up to it, I want to make sure that everyone knows about it. So if any other player will join the clan or Team Mojave, I want them to know the circumstances before taking the step, so no one else falls under the same. Yeah, I don't know how to say it in English, but
So what's your status now with Mojave? Like they paid you for like what, a month that you were paying?
yeah,
for
a
them?
month. Yeah, I paid for 1 month.
And then after that, so not you're not with them at all anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly. And after a few days later, when they kicked me, I had some talks with Torrent and Lubber, and I wanted everyone to know, right? I don't want any unpolite person lying in the Warcraft scene at all, because it just hurts everyone. So I got some info later that the whole team disbanded, actually. He was trying to contact people, like you can see here.
Yeah.
He was trying to reach out to popular Warcraft players to get them on his side. So they were like, yeah, Lil DC he's wrong. His reputation is gonna be damaged, and we have no idea what the fuck he's doing. But yeah, as you can see, Timastrin was one of the guys that kind of backed me up. So his plan of reaching out and ruining my reputation and continuing Team Mojave like stronger than before, seems like that kind of fell apart, and he just took the decision like, okay, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned at the beginning, I respect and hope many people get involved in the Warcraft scene, both with their time and or money. So it's just a shame that it ended up like this.
Hot, did you follow this whole story and do you have any take on it?
Just from your words, yeah, I understood the whole story. I'm not into much into rumors, in Warcraft scene. Only the Twitch viewers are informing me about the events are going on. Okay, I think you guys you just want the publicity to know about the story, right? Like there is no other point of view. Like you are right, you are totally right. He that person probably just did not follow his contract, right? I don't know what to say about that. You want to defend like players' rights or something like to have a.
I would like people to know, right? If you join Mojave, this could happen.
Yep.
I don't say that it will happen to you. Maybe it works better if you join, for example,
Yeah,
Mojave. But I want people to at least be warned that this was my story, and it could happen to you if you don't.
yeah, that's totally fair. Like we don't have other opportunity to push except like share information, right? So you share that his reputation is ruined. That's cool. I'm not sure about like showing private messages. I'm not sure about that. Like because somehow everyone will try to speak, to speak very safe, and that will hurt like free communication. If everyone will just share his private messages, but that's
It's
another problem.
2020, bro. You can't even make a sex tape anymore. It's like it goes on the fappening. Like
This is okay.
nothing's private.
Nothing is private. Yeah, that's a problem. Another problem in Warcraft. Really pisses me off that you can't make a Smurf anymore.
I thought you were gonna say that you can't make a sex tape and without it going live on the internet. Yeah. Have you had any problems like this during your career, Hot, where like a team maybe didn't pay you or something, or a tournament?
Pay me a single dollar for like 10 years.
Who?
Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. SK. Okay, no. Yeah, I can tell you like the first tournament, the first time we met in Istanbul, remember? CPL. That was the only tournament that did not pay me off.
I wasn't there.
You was not. Zeus was. Grabby was.
Yeah, I wasn't there, bro.
You wasn't there. Okay. Well, that was. They did not pay. Okay. And Gravitas did not pay me like for 3K, the last salary or something.
Yeah.
Corbin, disappeared. Like the very nice guy, the top manager who was like shaking our hands at WCG, he just disappeared, did not pay the last salary and probably took some money from my tournament winnings. I don't remember already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only 2 cases, as far as I remember. For
Only
like
2K. And so back then when this happens, it feels like we can't do anything, right? You can't go and get a lawyer and like sue people, like.
Well, yeah, I think so. We could not do anything. Nowadays it's easier, of course. But I got another. I think like, of course, we should respect it. Like Lil DC said, the people who are trying to do for the community because they're more important actually than the players. As for me, like those people who are organizing tournaments, admins, who are doing everything for free just for the love of the game, they deserve more respect, I think.
Yeah.
I can also mention my second time it happened to me. It was actually during Four Kings. I think Grubby talked about it it was a long time ago now, but I joined in a very unfortunate situation or timing.
Yeah, like what can you say about it?
Yeah, just that I wanted to take the chance to play with the best, but the money situation was not what you could hope for. So I actually didn't receive any money there.
And how many months were you owed of salary?
I'm not sure, but it was more than a few months, I think.
Yeah.
A couple of months. Yeah, something like that.
And like any chance you could say what your salary was, if you remember?
I think it was around a little bit over 1,000 euro.
Okay.
During that time.
Yeah. But do you
never
almost
received
nobody got paid, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. Like I was owed probably around a year's salary, and like my salary was not 1,000 euro. It was like way above that. And then like I didn't get paid from CPL. I don't know if CPL didn't pay anybody from that one, the one in Dallas, because I think they paid like the Unreal Tournament players who are like the Giant World Tour or whatever. Or if maybe they paid my team and then my team just kept the money. But yeah, it was crazy times. Like when you were like, I don't know, 19, 20 years old, you don't think at all, especially in in the starting days of esports, if you will, you're not thinking for 1 second that you're gonna have to hire a lawyer to try and get some payments back, and there is no player union, nothing, so you can't do anything if like you don't get paid. So I had that happen quite a bit, where like the money problems with the teams, where like I wouldn't get paid, and then there's like not much you can do about it, if anything.
Yeah, and it also kind of sucks, but because of during that time I had it like a full-time job. Like now I don't care too much if I didn't get the Mojave money, but during that time it was my professional work, right? So it meant a lot, and if you don't get paid by your work, then it really sucks. And there are quite some gamers right now, so situations like this is just fucking everything up
Yeah.
completely.
Okay, Pelek in the chat asked about what
so-
happened. I'll link
so-
him.
Can I change the topic a bit? What do you think, guys, about such a project? Like, for example, the viewers, like fans, are supporting their own team, like in the football. For example, they like using Patreon, using like $5 a month. Like thousands of people can make a team, not like just one person, but have fans. For
Yeah.
example, like Back to Warcraft can patronate that, or you know, like some famous guys in the community.
Yeah, but can we do the same as the football team then, and not care and play like shits also, or? That's a good question. I think it's just not quite how it works in esports, I guess. And also, like, how much is it that you think the community would be willing to give for like having some sort of a team? It feels like there is already a lot that is crowdfunded, right? A lot of tournaments are crowdfunded. I feel like it's kind of hard to keep asking the community to fund this stuff, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're picturing, Hot. Like maybe you can be more specific.
Tournaments like are just one thing. The same people are winning from time to time. Actually, I love those tournaments without top 8 of rating. But the leagues, the WCCL was the most fun, you know, for almost everyone. It was a real competition, and I think fans will do that. You know, a lot of streamers are living from fans. Why they can't do the same just for the team, for the group of players? I can't talk for everyone, but for me, that's a much better than to wait for like miracle sponsors to recognize Warcraft. We can't get that many viewers. Warcraft is living only thanks to its fans.
So you mean you want to have some sort of WC3L that's crowdfunded?
Not like every team will be crowdfunding. Like, you know, 5 teams. Like you got your own. Some people like you, some people like other guy, so they just make teams of those players, for example, and make a budget for every team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the money would materialize from exactly, but I think there is already like Warcraft3.info. I think they might
like subscribing for the channel on Twitch the same way, like they're subscribing just for the team.
Yeah. But it's not really as interesting for anybody to organize something like that as like trying to grow your own stream, for example, for the streamers that are like doing it. So unless somebody wants to organize this kind of tournament and try to get it crowdfunded on Match Arena or something, which is already being done pretty much with the Warcraft 3 Info League, but it's just not as prestigious as WC3L, and also it overlaps with the ESL Open Cup on Sundays. So a lot of like shine is taken away from that. I think they just need to move the day off. But yeah, like if you have a specific idea, go for it. How to be the one to organize it? Why the hell not?
You know, about specific ideas, I got some notes like on my desktop, you know, those high notes when you're getting high and want to write down what your thinking is. And I got like, let's make Tree of Life. I will invite all the Nightels and we will discuss strategies. And it was like 2 months ago. And then I see a town hall thought. Like, what the fuck?
Did you say when you're getting high? Yeah. Okay. So Lil DC, like, as of right now, like, do you think that maybe your trust in a team has been damaged, like after what happened previously on Four Kings and now with Mojave? Do you think like if another team approached you to join them, you would be maybe a little bit more careful with the contract and like with just talking with them a lot to make sure you're on the same page to avoid having the situation repeat?
Yeah, exactly. I think I will need to try to find more information about the person behind it. And I'm quite lucky. I have my normal job, so to say. So it's just plus money for me or side money or whatever it's called. But for people that really trying to have it as a part-time job, the gaming career, then it's even more important for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always hard to know who to trust, right? So
Yeah.
I guess the bigger teams are more trustworthy after all, but not even them are 100% solid.
Yeah. So what's your status now with the other platform? Are you still streaming there or?
Yeah, I've started to stream on dlive.tv/lildc, but I'm not having that many viewers, so we will see how it will be in the future if I come back to Twitch or.
It's actually a
it just
very interesting.
yeah.
Like I don't know if you've paid attention to like the streamers that moved. Like there's a bunch of streamers that moved from Twitch to Mixer, like some very big ones like Ninja and stuff. They get like very small viewership compared to what they used to get. So it feels like no matter how good it is, a new platform feels like it just cannot work because people are like so used of using Twitch and they don't really want to go to another website. They're used of like all the emotes, the memes, the subsystem and everything.
Yeah,
So
it's really hard, I would say.
Yeah, it's very hard for any other platform to really take off with that. So anybody like that moves to another platform, they will always have like a very small viewership in comparison, which is a big challenge. But I mean, if you can develop your stream there, it could be interesting as well.
Exactly, and on DLive they had PewDiePie. I guess you know who that is, and he had a contract for I don't know how long, but now I think it ended. So they probably signed the players for some months or maybe a year or two, and then what about after that, right? I'm not sure how many people stick to the web page more than to the persons. It's hard to be a competitor to Twitch. Must be really, really hard.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to next topic. There's going to be an announcement around the ESL Pro Tour coming up. I love that we see this GIF as well in there. News on the ESL Pro Tour StarCraft 2/Warcraft 3 this week. Working on how detailed we will go, but info is coming. Have you guys read about this? And what do you guys expect, if anything in particular? Lilisi?
I haven't read it, and I don't expect much. But I'm looking forward to all the positive news coming for Warcraft. So
yeah,
let's hope it will be a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that it's basically going to be a series of online tournaments, right? With what's happening with COVID-19, you just can't have offline tournaments. So now all the tournaments like Jönköping, Rotterdam, the one in Australia, all of these I think are going to have to be moved online pretty much. So
yeah, I'm just wondering how it will work, right? Like if you take the DreamHack Jönköping, for example, versus the Asians and US guys and everything, how will it work with ping?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be an online event. I mean, what else can they do?
Yeah. But who will host if you play a Korean, for example?
I would assume, the fairest is supposedly US, right? US host.
And then play on Battle.net. Yeah, maybe it will work like that.
Yeah, I think on US server.
Mm.
And
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I sent an email to give some feedback about the things that I really would like to have added in the game, which I think are very important, which is something that I've talked about so many times. And I kind of would like to show it and go over it with you guys. So I'll read through it real quick. Actually, it's a little bit long. Hello, here's my list of things that I'd like to see improved to make daily life better in Warcraft 3, whether it's for laddering or actual competing and casting. I made a tweet to gather the community's thoughts on the matter a while back and got a lot of the same answers too. It can be found here. So basically all of the answers is like the same as mine. In this, it's 8 different things. So number 1 is additional servers with a priority for an East server. Currently, the US server is on the West Coast and the Europe server is in the Netherlands. So if someone from Russia has to play versus someone from US West, there is no good option, no in between. And the Oceania region has no server either. So Australians either play on North America with 200 plus MS or Netties with around 180, I think it is. So the lack of servers is preventing a lot of great matches from happening and making certain other ones laggier than they should be. Also, you should be able to veto certain regions as far as matchmaking goes. Nobody that searches for an FFA and is from Europe wants to play on Korea's server with 400 MS. Yet it happens a majority of the games. I mean, that's my experience with FFA at least. Number 2, Reconnect Feature. Occasional disconnects happen, and when they do, having to regame from scratch is a massive inconvenience. This is an essential feature to have in the game to make sure that the competitive circuit can run smoothly. In-game hotkey editor, there is no proper one in-game, and that's one of the features that has been the most needed for a very long time, especially with possible new players being introduced to the game and wanting to be able to edit their hotkeys without having to go through a custom keys.txt file. Being able to rebind inventory hotkeys is also very important. 4. Improved Observer UI. Nothing was added with the release of Reforged. As casters/streamers of the game, we are having to use different tools to do that ourselves. W3 Booster, W3 Observer, Craftboard. It would be far better to have an actual improved in-game observer mode with options like in StarCraft with informative tabs, an editable scoreboard, and also a possible zoom out. Which actually, that's the next one. Number 5, zoom out feature. Whether it's as an observer or a player, there should be an option to zoom out to be able to see a little more. The fact that this is available on NetEase and not anywhere else makes it very difficult for pro players to go back and forth, because everyone on NetEase has it enabled, but then if you go back to BNet, it's not there. Ladder. Pad made an amazing ladder called W3 Champions. I know Blizzard have talked about maybe hiring him, but he does not want to move to California. I think especially now with COVID-19 and all the remote work that's being done, that it might be possible to make a deal with him where he would work remotely. His ladder is absolutely amazing, and it's a massive waste not to partner up to make sure it's already added into BNet, considering some people might never hear of it or discover it properly. Number 7, game lobbies. If you host a game that is private, you currently only can invite people in your Battle.net friend list, which is a big problem during tournaments. Since you can't add all your opponents to your friend list and then remove them afterwards, that's just unrealistic. So we have to create the games and make them public, and then a lot of people wander into the games, and sometimes if we start the game, they end up chatting, which appears on broadcast, especially if they say something that's NSFW, could get us banned on Twitch. That's been a huge problem, so improving the game lobbies is also very important. When somebody joins the game, there isn't even a notification showing in chat like XXX has joined the game. Number 8, in-game informations. The game is very old, and what once upon a time took a whole minute to load into a game now takes just a few seconds. Sometimes you don't have the time to catch the opponent's race on the fast loading screen, and then you are left wondering which it is. A tab at the top, like in StarCraft 2, to be able to see that would be great. And also a quick option to mute opponents. Unlike on StarCraft 2, it's not possible to block an account on Warcraft 3. There are certain players that talk trash every game that they find because there is basically no moderation. So every game you meet those players, you have to manually do !! mute Razorman, for example, which is extremely inconvenient. So also improving that would be important. And then as a note, number 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 are already available on NetEase, by the way, just not on BNet. So that's Reconnect Feature, in-game hotkey editor, zoom out feature, a ladder, and game lobbies with private games. Literally all of these are currently already available on NetEase, but not on BNet. Lil DC, your thoughts?
That I want them all, basically. And I know you have been talking about this a lot on the town hall meeting regarding Reforged and everything that changed. But yeah, it's just undescribable, the whole situation. And thankfully we have Pad, the god, who is saving more or less the Warcraft scene, according to me at least. So really big thank you to you. And hopefully Blizzard will get there as whatever it's called. On this.
Any other things you can think of that you would like to see added?
I'm really happy if they fix 50% of this to start with, but when I played on NetEase, I really loved the zoomed out. It felt like more or less like a completely new game. And if you had that feature and also change the observer UI, I think that would attract many players and people out there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not happening yet.
Hot.
But the great input.
Sorry.
I don't know if you sent this to them or.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get any reply at all or?
No, I just sent it like literally 1 day ago. So
Oh,
also
okay,
it's just
okay.
feedback. I don't really expect to get an answer. The best answer they could give me is to add some of these into the game and the circuit. So
Yeah.
Hot.
Because they are working on it as it seems. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
No, good. Sorry. Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, are they working on it? Like, we're getting patches with the female Demon Hunter silhouette being updated or whatever. So I'm not even sure right now.
Yeah, but they at least told that there will be a ladder and so on. I guess when they implement that, more to come. But it's taking
Yeah.
forever.
I mean, to be honest, the one that we need the least from this list is the ladder because we already have it.
Yeah.
Even if Blizzard did a ladder that's not Pad's ladder, there's no way it's going to be better than Pad's ladder. So I'm not even going to play probably on their ladder.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I'll play WWE Champions anyway. So
Yeah.
that's why I think the best thing they can do is somehow to find a way. Just like give Pad a suitcase full of cash, like in the movies, you know, like make it like a lot of money in there, you know, whether it's USD or euros, it doesn't matter. Just give it like slide the suitcase to him and tell him like make the ladder now on Binet, and then like he will do it and everybody's gonna be happy. Hot, your thoughts?
Yeah, my thought, like everything is cool, but again, as a last topic, that's everything clear. Better to write a petitions to Blizzard to hire Pat. You know, that's better than like asking, relying on them. I lost all my trust. I don't expect anything from them at all. I think still like the community should like support such guys as Pat, and he will fix all this faster than Blizzard will do. You know, like there is no one relying on them. If they even change half of it, Pat will do the same. Why we're waiting for Blizzard to do anything? I love the game as it is. You know, of course, I was expecting for Reforged to change things, like all of us did. But you know, right now, even if they improve the ladder, even if they'll do just something, it will not change much. Still, people will play on NetEase. Still, people will play on Pad ladder. I don't know. There are so many problems. Still, the main point, like the community will support Pat, and he will fix those things faster, and we can rely only on balance changes from Blizzard. And additionally to that, I would like to see skins in Warcraft. I was really waiting for skins. You know, like a whole night elf army, Starship Troopers or anything, some custom skins, etc. That would be fun. I was waiting for that. But, you know, that was my so high expectations that now we have to beg for Reconnect Feature, for example. What the hell? They know everything. They just don't care, I think. So But yeah, dude, you are doing the right thing. But still, I think people we rely on Pat much more than on Blizzard nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Is there anything else you would add to this list, or?
Like skins. I would love skins, but about game.
Bro, we don't give a shit about skins, okay? Like that's like the last thing I want is skins.
Because the only thing you care is like making expansion, man. Stop it. Well, I think okay. Another thing, I would like new maps, probably new better map pool. But okay, I think community can do that as well. About the game, yeah, you described pretty everything about obvious things.
Yeah. So what's not so obvious? What do you think about the zoom out? Have you played with the zoom out thing on NetEase?
No, never.
It's life changing. Have you watched any of WGL? Because it's like a clean feed on Back to Warcraft. So even though there is reforged graphics, they're actually zoomed out, and like you can see the clear difference. Have you played on NetEase at all, or?
Yeah, I did.
So like people on NetEase, I think pretty much everybody, they play zoomed out. So that means they see more than you. So if you try to sneak a unit, they're gonna see it in the corner of their screen quicker than you can see it. So it's like a giant advantage. And all top players on NetEase are using it. So imagine if like you're foggy and you have to play tournaments on NetEase, then on BNet, then on NetEase, it's like a giant disadvantage. And even like right now with UMAD, we're playing in the WGTL, and it's the same thing. You know, I'm not used of playing with the zoom out thing, so I don't want to use it for half the time when I'm playing on NetEase. We already have to deal with the ping. So it's like a big problem. It just feels like it's I think Lil DC probably would agree. Like
It-
when the game came out, like it was too zoomed in, right? Like if you play Warcraft 3 as you play it on BNet and then you play with the zoom out, you're gonna be like, okay, well, zoom out is the way for sure, because the game is like too zoomed in for like all of the action that there is. You can't see everything. When I'm observing games sometimes and I'm casting, I'm like, I can't even show the whole fight, you know?
Yeah, I actually love the feature, and when I played on NetEase, I always used the zoom out function. And then I was thinking that imagine when Reforged comes, you get the zoom out and you get some new cool graphics, so you will have them both. It will be like a completely new game, and we are gonna enjoy it like never before.
One of the things also that I was really hyped about, because people kept telling me, why don't you edit your inventory hotkeys? And I was like, I don't need to edit them. Like Reforged's gonna come out and then I'm gonna edit them in the game. And then Reforged came out and people are still asking me, why don't you edit your hotkeys? And I'm like, oh my god, like I don't even know, man. Like I've never used the program to do it and stuff. It's so crazy. I think I might finally like pull the trigger and start doing it with like an external software, because it's like such a handicap not to do it. But yeah, it's.
But is this features that Pad can fix as well? I mean, is there no limitations to what he could do? Because now he's.
I mean, like, are we gonna ask Pat to find a vaccine for COVID while you're at it?
Yeah, it feels.
The man can't do it all. He already made a ladder. God damn.
It feels so sick that we should like ask him to do the things that you had in the list. But
Yeah.
maybe that's the way to go forward and pay him.
Yeah, so about the news from the ESL Pro Tour, I think we're very much looking forward to that. That was yesterday that this tweet went out from Apollo, and yeah, we're awaiting the news eagerly to hear about how the whole circuit is going to be and what they are going to announce. Let's cover the cups and tournaments that have been happening, starting with the GGG's weekly final. So this was the last one. So number 13, there's not going to be any more. Those were every Wednesday. And for this one, there was actually $664 on the line. And Foggy actually took it down. Remember, Happy is not allowed to play in this. Hawk second place, Cooper third place. So Foggy wins $481. Hawk $137. And Cooper $69. And Sonic, sadly, fourth place, doesn't win anything. Did you guys catch any of these games? Did you play in this?
Yeah. I'm watching all the games they are playing, every cup. I really enjoy watching.
How did you do?
What?
How did you do in the tournament?
Don't even ask, man. What the hell? If I was not in the semifinals,
I'm gonna find you, so you might as well.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Hey, you beat Lubber, not bad. Then you lost to Edo.
Yeah, I'm losing to him like for the third time in a row, probably in the tournaments, like with the same strategy.
Why do you struggle against Undead or?
No, not particularly. I'm struggling against Gargs mostly, not like against 50 push with Finns.
Yeah.
But you know, he played really good, especially the last time against me. That depends on a day, you know, on your personal shape.
Yeah. Lil DC, you didn't play this?
I didn't play that one, but I played some GGG's caps. I kind of like the best of one format.
Yeah. You know that was the last one, right? Like there's not going to be any more.
It might be a new season, or is that already settled?
No, maybe they come back on a new name. But from what I understood, this was basically the last one, which is kind of sad because we had like this one best of one tournament every Wednesday. So I hope it would be nice if it like resurrects and we get another one.
They're looking for a new sponsor. I hope they will get another season.
Yeah.
I really hope. That was one of my favorite tournaments actually.
Yeah.
I really like the idea.
Even though you lost round 3.
We already started bad jokes. It was too boring stream, and Todd started to make some fire.
Let's talk about the real cup. The Back to Warcraft Weekly Cup number 5. That was last Saturday, and it was won by yours truly. I'm so sad that Neutron is not here. I was going to ask him about this immediately, because I met him in the semis, and boy, oh boy, did I demolish this kid.
he won versus you with his three range heroes on concealed heal, right?
Yeah. He did like mass archer.
Yeah, did you like the strategy? That was really strong from.
Yeah, I think like I hadn't played against it before, so I didn't really know how to react. Like he was making archers, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna make giants and dryads." And then I made mortars, and then he made 0 giants, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I got mortars for nothing, and then I died. But yeah, and also like the priest dispel is like so bad, dudes. It's like you press dispel and nothing happens.
Casting time, right? Like he's casting for too long, right?
Yeah, it's like terrible. Like by the time it's casting, my Mountain King is dead. So yeah, it's not that fun. I'm hoping to get some more practice against this because that was tricky and I got kind of demolished in this one.
But I was, when I'm watching your games against Sonic, for example, Sonic always doing too much tier 1. He's going for Hunter's Hole like in every game and then goes like 5 hunts and like so many tier 1 units and then just suicide them. What do you think about his strategy, like map controlling with tier 1? Because I think hunts getting useless like after mid game, after you get Archmage level 3, which is always level 4 then, right? And hunts are useless. And that's the time when he still produces them. What do you think about his strategy?
I think he just has a crazy style, which is really hit or miss. Like this time, it like when you lose with it, it looks really bad. But when you win, you look like a genius. Like before, I've played against him quite a few times. And I lost a lot of times against him in tournaments as well. Like sometimes it's very tricky because it changes the timings. Like the execution will be a little bit better. And then like he'll use wisps very well, for example, like if I'm doing certain attacks. So you need to find the exact right amount of aggression to creeping, which I did pretty well in that series. And maybe that wasn't the best for me. And also I got some pretty lucky item also in that run. Like whether it was against Neutron, I got like 2 damage items and stuff. And like Periapt against Warden. It was same against Sonic. I kept finding like pretty good items, which helped a lot. But yeah, like it's really hit or miss basically because he plays weird. And by now I've played against this style quite a bit because I met him many times. So now I kind of know what to expect very well. So I can already prepare like even before the game starts and think how I'm going to play against this style. So that helped me counter it better. But yeah, not everybody can be the god like Hot and go like Demon, Naga, and Bear, and then stuff every bear at 1 hit points like you used to do when you beat me in tournament a long time ago.
Now I'll stuff at 2 hit points.
Yeah.
A bit earlier.
Lil DC, did you catch any of these games?
I actually watched your games against Neutron earlier today.
Yeah. What do you think?
The Warcraft posted it. It's quite interesting that the keeps on changing even though there is no patch. In Loliet and also Starship play lots of archers and double orb and even triple orb. Came up with that.
Yeah.
Without any patch. Exactly. And it actually works, like the damage is sick. The hero levels.
Yeah. Are you gonna be playing some of that style too, or?
Just the strat, quite some games, and I'm playing kind of my own style with demon instead, but many archers, because archers is, to be honest, bears do much, and shooting with 2 0 upgrades or even more, and marksmanship, yeah, they do a lot. So if you could time that, fighting positions, archers. So
yeah,
I think
you're
pretty good at countering.
Bit, by the way.
Sorry, countering double lores at the moment. So
yeah,
health needs to change something.
All right. What's next? The ESL Open Cup number 15. So that was last Sunday, immediately after the Back to Warcraft Weekly. And what do you know? Another Happy vs Foggy Grand Finals.
No, I watched all the games again, and there were excellent games of Blade. He played against Happy and almost won him. Blade did TS3 rifles, 1 barracks, inner fire from 1 base. And it looks really funny at the moment, but then after he beat it his second game and almost 1/3, it's an amazing, and Blade is in amazing shape. He impressed really a lot.
He's in amazing shape, but he lost.
Yeah, but still, like not everyone can beat Happy. When you are watching Happy playing from a side, it's really hard to believe you can beat him. And besides, that style, like human with one base and rifles against under tier 3, looks pretty dumb, But then when he beats it, when it works, MK goes up, Paladin levels up, and it's really working. I really enjoyed it. If he can beat such a player, happy with that. Imagine what he can do with tier 2 undeads.
Yeah. Hey, Hot, we almost met. You lost to Edo again. And then this is how you beat Edo, Hot.
I saw the game as well.
Oh, you saw it?
It's easier with human,
Yeah.
It looks easier.
Actually, like in this tournament, the top 4 seed, so it means they can only meet in semifinals, is Happy, Blade, Hawk, and Foggy because of ranking in the ESL tournament. And also it's same with, I think, with ELO on Warcraft Info. And actually, they met in the semifinals. So apparently, those seedings, they work.
Yeah. I'm following the scene. Everything is fair. Like top 4, top 8 are always the same players.
Yeah.
I think the scene is pretty good. I think it's pretty fair always. The result.
Yeah. So Happy wins another one. Foggy another second place. It must be depressing for Foggy because he keeps taking second place, but the winner takes all in this tournament. So.
I hate that. I think they should do like 3 places get prizes because actually it as well killing the scene.
But how do you do it with $100?
No, I mean, like every tournament, even with $100, because like the first guy always gets the attention of the audience anyway. He gets the viewers that donate, etc., and he deserves that. But the third, the fourth place always are playing mostly for fun or getting less, like top 8, and the prizes should be splitted. That's my point of view.
Yeah,
Not
so
like
how much?
I don't know, like 60%, 30, 10, for example. I'm not talking
$10
about
for third.
Well, not talking just for 1 ESL Cup, not like for $100, but still, they can make a second prize as well. I don't know.
There's actually no third place match in this tournament, but I guess it would be fun if there was one. But then again, with the time, sometimes it can be tricky.
Sometimes, so it's so hard to, not to comment and to play at the same time to practice. So the tournaments there are too many of them already. Yeah. So I'm not sure about the match for the third place. It looks cool, but it takes too much time.
Yeah.
Maybe play in the same time. I don't know.
Okay, the tag team tournaments. So this is my tournament, the 2-on-2 tournament that's been going on. And we're in the last play day. We should have been done by now, but it turns out some people are very slow to play their matches. So there was a bunch of delayed matches. Actually, this was played yesterday and I casted it. And Team Not From This Planet 1-2-0 versus Team Star-Shaped and Friends. So it means that Team Not From This Planet takes first place. So that's Foggy, Cash, and Hawk. And Macro Musketeers, thanks to their score, take second place. So that's Spooky, Starbuck, and Dark. And in the other group, we actually have some different possibilities here because number 1 and Agromonkey is currently in top 2, but Back to the Lobby still has 1 match left to play, which they against Waffles, which they need to win 3-0. And currently, I think they're up 1-0. If they win the 2 other best of 3, they're going to take first place. If they lose any of those best of 3s, then number 1 and Agromonkeys will advance. And yeah, I mean, the playoffs were supposed to be on Thursday and Friday, but because this match is like so delayed, I'm going to have to postpone them by 1 week. So yeah, stay tuned for more, and I will be casting all of the games from the semifinals, and I think Neo even offered to join me for some of it, so it should be pretty fun. Dust League Season 4. Have you guys been following that? We just got finished with the group stages.
I did. I don't.
Lil DC?
No, but I said Go Team Sui. Still, are they out now? Or?
No, they're out. Yeah, they lost yesterday to.
Yeah, I saw yesterday.
To Not From This Planet. They had a good run though.
At least I would say Torsan and Starshaped used to be like definitely in Europe.
Yeah, I think Knopf and Tolzien is the team that did very well this tournament, actually. But yeah, Dust League. I mean, you guys have no NA passion. I can see it, but I got some NA passion. I caught actually a whole bunch of these games, and we've made it through the groups, and now it's going to be playoff time in 4 days on May 16th, actually. So all quarterfinals are going to happen then. It's going to be at 2 a.m. Central European Summer Time. So that should be 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And it's Say So versus Arc, Hitman versus Sonky, Cruncher versus Deuce, and Insuperable versus Hunter. So it seems like the likely semis... Actually, I don't know between Say So and Arc. Maybe... I don't know. But I guess Hitman, Cruncher, and Insuperable probably favorite in their matches. And yeah, it's casted on Back to Warcraft if you guys want to check out those games. Make sure to catch it. Bidu and Carson been doing a pretty good job casting those. And it's been fun to follow this whenever I have like the night owl sleep schedule, which has been very often these days.
See Sonky playing, but he might have been back for a while.
Yeah.
Nice to see him there.
He's been playing quite a bit, but he gets a tough draw, Hitman. Pretty hard. I think he's been struggling against Orc as well. I mean, who hasn't? The NetEase Esports X Tournament 2020 Spring, aka Next. So that concluded when exactly? On May 4th. I don't believe we covered that because we had the old school town hall last week, so we didn't really talk about tournaments too much, but Orc did pretty well on this one. They had 3 of them in the top 8, and then it was Focus and Lean in the semis after Lean beat Fly in the quarters, and in the other semi it was Sog versus 120. Sog beat Moon in the quarterfinals, 120 beat Fortitude in the quarterfinals. So Lean and 120 won their semi, and then in the finals Lean won 3-2 against 120. Did you guys catch any of this?
No, I will watch Moon vs. Sock probably today. I got it somewhere. Yeah.
You guys are mostly interested in Night Elf games winning, or what's the deal?
I'm watching only Night Elves mostly. I don't follow other Warcraft at all. You know, when people ask me about like balance or anything, I don't know anything about other races. I just follow all the Night Elf matchups as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I got zero knowledge in other. You know, like I can't even say who is winning sometimes because I don't know even the strategies. I just know everything against Night Elf and only. And that's it. That's probably all I care in Warcraft.
I have the same when I watch WGL. I can't say who's winning, but it's not because of other races. It's because of Reforged graphics. So, Lil DC?
I'm mostly watching Elves play as well. So this tournament I totally missed, but play, and then I watched some guys streaming. Watch any other.
Okay, I see how it is. Fun episodes. Nice having you guys on the show.
You should see how it's hard to be a Night Elf. You see, we don't have even time to see other.
Exactly.
The balance talk is coming later.
Struggle
So
every day.
just hold your horses. The balance talk is coming later. The ESL Championnat National, which is the basically EPS France, and in this one, it looks like Side and Krav are still doing good. Krav actually finally lost the series, and Sed is 5-0. So Side's 5-0, Sed 5-0, and Krav 4-1. Who beats Krav? I can't find it. Oh, there. Oh, Sed beat Krav. Okay, so Sed is like an up-and-coming elf from France. Apparently he's doing pretty well because he beat Krav. I'm not even going to ask if you guys watch this. Actually, this guy is a good Night Elf. Look out for him. Sed, S-A-I-D, is like up and coming. He's doing pretty well on ladder, and now apparently he's beating Krav in this.
Are there replays from this tournament, for example? We can find them?
I think there should be on the page, most likely, like on the official page. I think ESL posts a lot of those games. So I don't know for a fact, but I would assume they're available. The ESL Pro Series ANZ Summer 2020 season, it finally concluded, and let's see, in the round of 8, Seron beat K-Dweeb in the quarterfinals, Moonglade beat Salt Puppy, So Unreal beat Sweet, Say So beat Physics, and then in the semifinals, Moonglade beat Seron, Say So beat So Unreal, and in the finals, Say So beat Moonglade. It's pretty nice to see Moonglade back actually and in top form. As an old school Night Elf player, I'm not even going to ask if you guys watched this. I know you didn't. But I guess you would agree it's nice to have Moonglade back.
At least you're not asking what flag it is.
I actually saw that Saizo took a map of Moon in the memorial tournament. What is it
Yeah,
called?
Go Space Memorial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice to see.
Yeah, Seiso's stepping it up. I guess he might be a favorite against Ark in the quarterfinals in Dust League because of this, because he's been playing kind of out of his mind. And actually, that was quite a bit of money on the line. Yeah, first place was 1,750 Australian dollars, which is $1,147. God damn! I need to move to Australia. Moonglade won about $459. Wait, is it the second, third, and fourth place is the same? Or is third, fourth split between these guys? This is a little bit confusing. It says 700 for all of them. That would be a bit messed up because then winning the semifinals means nothing if that's the case.
Probably they split it.
Yeah. All right. The Warcraft 3.info team league has been going, and the last play day was actually pretty lit. We can go through some of the matches. There was Dust versus Team Sui, which was the big match, the highlights. You know, they were doing the usual thing, the trash talking and everything. And it looks like Hitman beat Dowak, Cruncher beat Starshaped, Lil DC you lost to Long Walk, and Thorzane beat Hunter, and then Hitman and Cruncher beat Thorzane and Starshaped. What happened, Lil DC?
Oh, let's not talk about that. After a pretty good evening for me.
Yeah.
Nah, but Long Walk played really good. I was impressed how well played.
Yeah.
The key point for us was to win the 2-on-2, but Hitman and Cruncher seems like to beat. They played so freaking strong.
Yeah.
Long Walk and we lost the 2-on-2. I think that was the key points. Hitman defeating them in 1-on-1 is really hard.
They have a lot of good players. It seems like they really want to do well as well in this tournament. Now they are fielding like their A squads a lot of the time.
They liked the talk before as well, so they topped the line against us. And
yeah. There was also Cascade versus Oceanus, and Cooper beat Neutron 2-0.
Why we are not watching the replays right now? We can discuss that. It will be cooler. I know I'm talking discussing the replays because we don't know anything about those games. I would
Yeah, but
watch.
if you had some passion, you would have watched them. You know, I can't just pull up the replays like this. Like, you want me to load up some footage of like a drone on Mars while you're at it? Like, what do you think this is?
Why would I discussing that? I don't know anything about those matches. Do you? Like, okay,
well, I didn't watch these matches specifically, but yeah, we can talk about what happened. Like, that's the whole point of the talk show. Talk about the actuality and the results.
It's not here even to say what happened.
Yeah.
We don't know.
So Johnny Cage beat Shocker, Spiral beat Caspens, Side beat Stinker, and Neutron and Spiral beat Caspen and Cooper. So strong showing from Oceanus Gaming. They win 3 series to 2, and every game was actually 2-0 in this one.
Cooper is stepping up a lot. I played him on ladder and he's really strong, and I saw that he made the top 3 in the GGG's Cup.
Yeah.
Neutron 2-0 as well, so...
And he won one of those Russian cups, like Stay at Home Cup or whatever, before a while back. Like he beat Hawk in the finals, so he's doing well right now. Let's see, what else did we have? UMAD versus Squelch Commando. And I don't know how, but Squelch Commando won a map somehow. It was a 10-1 in maps. Sheik beat Agents 2-0, Bizarre beat Shaddai 2-0, Cash beat TGW 2-0, Sonic beat Spell 2-0. And then Bizarre and Cash, I don't know what was going on with them. That must be pretty terrible because they lost the map against DV and TGW. But no, yes. Strong performance, 14-1 in maps in a league where the maps matter quite a bit. And that places UMADs in rank 1, I think currently in the rankings. And I wasn't even playing. Imagine.
Under in 2-on-2 as it looked like.
Yeah, wait.
At least.
At least TGW as human. So I
Ash,
doubt.
I mean, right?
Sorry. Yeah, no. This is like. This looks like a Forest Troll Shadow Priest, so it might be. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe they didn't know. I don't know what that is. Global Clan Bulgaria versus Raptor. Raptor did pretty well. They won 11-4 in maps and 4 series to 1. Yeah, Dark won his solo versus Diesel. Starbuck a bit Lex. Pinky was the only one to lose for Raptor Gaming. Lost to Lubber. Spooky beat Sword, and then Starbuck and Spooky beat Lubber and Dimon. And so the standings can be found here. UMAD in first place with 40 points. Sui second place 36. Dust third place with 35. Oceanus 30 points. And it feels like these are like the 4 teams that are likely, I guess, to make the playoffs, right? You got Cascade trailing a little bit behind this, but they've been having a rough time. They lost 3 matches and won only 1 so far. Yeah. The Warcraft Gold League 2020 summer season. Wait, what does it say? Oh yeah, so it's like basically the WGL but the open one. So in this one, it looks like TH00 went on a bit of a rampage and pretty much beat everybody. It's like kind of weird to see TH00 in the open, by the way. Like he dropped out from the pro one, but apparently came back with a revenge and he beat Mango in the semifinals, and then he picked Orc in the grand finals against Yumiko and won 3-1.
Not bad.
Yeah. I think Stomp is not a bad spell indeed.
The last game he picked Naga, so no problem. Like else against expansion, he solo Archmage there, so he probably rushed.
That sounds like a very safe assumption, Hot. Thank you for contributing to this segments, my friends. So I think that's it for the tournaments. I got another link that you wanted me to talk about, Lil DC. What is that?
Yeah, it's Bold Bold Blade Master. Now it's Knopf who created a webpage. He will be offering coaching as well as Warcraft coaching as well as training, and also regarding food.
Yeah. Online personal training programs, custom-made workout programs and diet plans to improve strength, build muscle mass, and reduce body fat. I don't know what he's talking about. I only drink Mountain Dew and then play games.
And there will be other players as well.
Yeah.
Side, I think it's already up on the page, and I will be later this week.
Wait, so how does that work then? Oh, you mean for the coaching?
Order now, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought you meant like you're gonna do personal training and like deadlift for the.
Like
cook me a salad and give me a recipe. The Swedish protein meatballs. That's pretty sick, actually. Yeah. So
actually paid quite some time on this page, and hopefully it will be a success.
It looks like some effort went into it for sure. The website is campknopf.com, and yeah, I guess maybe we can have Knopf next time on so he can talk about it himself. But yeah, it includes. It's interesting because there is everything. There is diets, the training program for like your body, and also some coaching for Warcraft 3 as well. So check it out.
Yeah.
Guys. Stop drinking.
More and more to esport, actually, that you should as pro, but that you should keep some kind of training outside you in the esport scene as well.
Oh my god, the photo. The before and after. He's like 30 kilos soaking wet on the left. And then on the right, he's like a beast.
This Blade Master better while looking to the left.
Lil DC is ranked one of the best Night Elf players in the world. He has been playing in teams like Four Kings, PGS, and have won several big tournaments. Hey, why isn't Mojawi listed in the
And he's the worst in the universe.
I told him to change from in the world to in Europe because I wasn't really top tier player. But yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Let's see.
Yes.
There's actually a lot of different stuff in the shop as well.
Looks cool.
There's like a monthly coaching for Warcraft 3. I guess the best might be to just have Knopf on later so we can speak about it more, because then you would know all the details. So you're welcome, Knopf, if you want to join the future tunnel to come and talk about this.
It's really interesting if it works, like if it will work out. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Todd will do the same probably the very next month.
What do you mean do the same? Do you think I'm gonna teach people to drink Mountain Dew and eat ice cream and stuff? And like, they don't need a website for that. All right, let's talk about W3 Champions. An update came through where you can now see a bunch of additional stats, which I think is really cool. Let's see. If I can open the rankings. I think it's lagging a little bit. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why the rankings are not really opening right now, but yeah, there is like a bunch of stats that were added to like more detailed stats, like per map, per matchup, to see exactly how everybody's doing, and I think that's really cool. Sadly, the website is lagging a little bit right now, but yeah, make sure to check that out. And if you guys haven't played on W3 Champions yet, make sure to install that and try it. There is now 2-on-2 available as well, which I think is amazing. Like, I've already played against so many cool teams. Like some of the best European players are playing together like every night and then meeting them. Are you guys a lot into 2-on-2 or not so much?
You asking us or the chat?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to play. It differs. You know, when the time passes, you just get bored from like only one-on-one. I start to enjoy even free-for-all. You know, 2-on-2. The Warcraft scene is very different. Like free-for-all, 2-on-2, and on a one-on-one. I'm not much into 2-on-2, but I would like to play some. Probably, if I got a chance, I would like to play.
Yeah. What about you, Lily C?
I used to play lots of 2-on-2, but nowadays I try to focus on 1-on-1 and put the time I have to play 1-on-1. So I use to for more like fun strats and stuff that I usually don't do.
Yeah.
I would definitely play more 2-on-2.
Have you checked your stats?
Yeah, I have.
60% against Orc?
Total.
Wait, it's not a lot of games actually. Why do you have so few games? That's so weird. It only shows few games for some reason. As Night Elf, maybe you played a lot of the other races, or?
It's by map, right?
Oh no, okay, no, it's the overall stats, yeah.
That's on the maps. See. I think you can see where's here he goes, right? Some other.
Yeah, so this says that you have 24 and 8 total on on Conceal Hill.
It seems like my worst map is Northern Isles at least. 45% wins in total against all races.
Yeah, you're 18 and 22 on it.
Pretty good on Amazonia and Concealed Hill.
20% against human, but it's only like 2-8.
Yeah, 2-8 on you.
Maybe you
I have no idea
me
how
a couple
to play.
times on other
I have no idea how to play on Northern Isles against human. Maybe Hot can teach me.
Phyla, dude. Phyla.
No, dude. Please no. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool to have like these detailed stats, and yeah, I haven't really explored them like crazy so far. Already having match history is, I think, amazing, because then you can kind of see who played who, and then if you want to watch, like, you know that somebody streams a lot, let's say like Hawk, and then you want to watch how he played against somebody, you can just load up the VODs and then check out how the game went and stuff, which actually Hawk started playing on W3 Champions quite a bit, so that's very nice. Blade is playing more. Blade is actually currently 4th place, so it's Xlord first, Grubby second, Vortex third, Blades, Neutron, Spiral, myself, the Muslim, Johnny Cage, Krav, Hitman, Lil DC, One, Bizarre. Where is Hot?
Don't search for me. I'm not playing.
Let's see. Statistics. Yeah. 53%, bro. Come on, you gotta get those numbers up a bit.
It's more than I had. Okay, that's cool.
Rank 7 in Master Division, 1968 MMR. Come on, Hots. You can do better. I believe in you, bro.
Yeah, if I meet you more often, maybe I will go.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. The trash talk. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. For like our things that we have to cover, like the final topic is actually all. The last two is usually we talk about balance and then we take a few questions from the chat. Massive shout out to Neutron, by the way. What a debug this guy. Was supposed to be on the show, went to play some FFA instead. Let's make sure we never reinvite this absolute dirtbag of a human. But yeah. Let me adjust this one sec.
A page where you could see versus each players as well, right?
Wait, can you?
My score, yeah, my score against you, for example, and so on.
Okay, let me double check. Where can you see that exactly?
Try to find it.
What did you send me to Master?
By the way, Todd, I wanted to ask about Razorman. In that statement, you said mute Razorman. What's up with him? Because like he's joining my stream from time to time. Is he flaming online or what?
He's always writing some bullshit in the start of games, and also he's like a known cheater, you know, who stream cheated quite a bit.
I don't know that.
Yeah, he stream cheated before, like super openly. Like if he was streaming, and if you went to his stream, he had the sound from his opponent's stream. Like the most blatant, and also
every game probably.
Yeah, no, he cheated in a tournament as well, where he played instead of somebody on their accounts in a NA tournament, and he qualified for a tournament playing on the.
It's a really strange thing, you know, in Warcraft. I'm really confused about how many bad manners are really online. Like people who are directly flaming. I thought everyone is already grown up, but you know, the first game after 10 years, the first game, look, like 1 year and a half. When I started the first game in Battle.net, I won somebody, and that guy started to flame me. You know who I am? I would beat you like shit. You know, like the first game, and there are too many of them. I just don't get that. Like the game is so old, the community is so small, and people are still trying to cheat or to flame. What's the point? Like we should respect each other because like we are playing the game, which is not particularly popular in the world. It's just a strategy game that's so small. I just can't get that.
Yeah, it would be nice if people stop being so fucking immature, guys. Please stop balance complaining and grow up out there. Just grow up. God damn. Yeah, so I found the page that you were talking about, Lil DC, actually. That's pretty sick.
Nice.
So you beat me 3 times and I beat you 4 times. What's up, fool? I win.
It's also cool to see statistics.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know actually that I was there. Let's look my record against Hots and see what's talking trash. Match history, and then I have to put 1-on-1 actually, just a little bit. There it is. I am 4 wins and 1 loss. And do you know what the 1 loss is?
Oh, come on, whine more.
Alchemist first. Oh my god. That's so sick. I didn't even know you could see like everything. Dude, this minus 27 points? Honestly, for losing to you, I think I should get minus 100 or something. Insane.
So crazy, I guess Pat did this as well, so it's just
it's like
doing more and more and more.
He's just showing us like the way how it should be, like what we should have gotten from Blizzard, really. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even want ladder from Blizzard anymore unless Pat is making it, because there's no way it's gonna be as good as this. There's just no way, I think. Okay, let's talk about balance, boys. Talk to me
I will take another bottle, okay? You can start your...
Sure.
Arrow.
Talk to me about how you think every matchup goes. So Night Elf, obviously not Mirror. I mean, I guess if you want to talk about Mirror, you can. It's not balance related, but if you have something to say, you can too. But yeah, Night Elf against Undead, Orc and Human mostly, and then give me your ranking of races from best to worst.
Okay, if we start with like 60-40 to 100, very equal.
60-40 is not very equal.
It's not a huge advantage, at least for any race. I think Under got some opportunities with the fast expansion, and they could use fiends like Happy, and they could go Gargs and get them to work. You are kind of locked with playing the same, more or less. Good as an elf, then pretty balanced, I would say. It's nothing that really too much. You got the demon burn. If you use them well together with invulns. And then against human, I would say it's slightly favored for human as well. Something like 60-40 or 65-35, something like that.
A little.
For elf momentum with the warden, it could be imbalanced for sure. Get there and timings. Usage you have been talking about, and but if we talk about the rifle push, for example, coming, it's really hard to defend it. So for the fast expansion, which is also kind of to counter, it's favored, but it's not disaster. Have the Night Elf Orc, which I think is slightly favored actually to the Night Elf. A quite boring matchup with the Keeper, Alchemist, Mass Tier 1. If I was the Orc, I would be really facing Elves, massing Tier 1 with Keeper. Mistake with Blade Master being too far out or something. Buy Entangle and lose the game or that. So I think slightly favored and most boring matchup at the moment for Elf.
And so
Or at
ranking?
least races.
Yeah, strongest to weakest.
Say Undead first, Human, Sweet Orc as the latest.
So wait, can you repeat
Undead.
that?
Human, Orc.
Yeah, where's Night Elf?
Night Elf is number 3.
So you say Orc is the weakest? Get the fuck out of here! I want to get like the guy from Mojave on this show, and he can talk to us like about some bullshit. Orc's the weakest race.
Too many tournaments, right? The Orcs.
Hot?
I think the game is pretty balanced.
Get the
I think everything is cool, really. Like, there are a lot of, like, everyone is whining about his race. Like, you about human problems, we got our own problems. And if you will listen to everyone, the game will never be balanced, I think. I don't have anything. I think speed auras are underestimated. Like, they change not only macro, but and micro. And it's easier to play with, like, speed auras. But that will never get changed. The game is too old for that. Besides, I think like economy harassing with like Herocopters, tanks, Gargs, or Bat Riders is a bit underestimated. It also ruins the game, but that's not the case as well. For example, like Coil Speed or Moonwells, I think the game is pretty balanced. Like if you see like playing tier 1 players playing against tier 2, there is no balance. Always the better player wins. Of course, like there are moments in the game like Night Elf offensive reaping or human put in expansion, you can lose a fast game. But in the long run, still the better player wins always in Warcraft. So I don't think like there is any balance issues. Like everything is cool right now. As for me, I don't play meta versus orc. That's why I don't even can say that like Night Elf is stronger because I don't play Keeper Must Hunts. But other than that, against human and undead, it's pretty fine for me. And if Night Elves are playing Keeper and against Orc, Night Elf is stronger, the game is pretty cool. So I can't say even top 4. Everyone is equal. Depends on the skill.
No. You have to give us a ranking.
Ranking. Well, okay. Okay, Night Elf and Human top 2, and Undead and Orc top 3 and 4.
What the fuck?
Yeah, playing this. Yeah,
playing so useless. This is insane.
Yeah, playing the strongest race. Admit it. Accept it.
Oh my god.
This
is so absurd.
We'll never get invited anymore.
Okay, let's take some questions from the chats then. If you guys have any, go right ahead. This was one of our faster episodes, I guess. Yeah, we've been talking for almost an hour and a half. I mean, we're only 3. Because Neutron ditched us for some FFA with no prize money for fame. I guess that's the thing is battling for at this point. So if you guys have any questions in the chats, go ahead, shoot. We'll take a few of them if there are any. And then after that, I'll let you guys give some shout outs. And then I'll let you go back to not watching Dust League, not watching WGL, and not watching all of these tournaments we talked about. Actually, you guys should catch Dust League for sure. Like it's been fun. If you guys are up, like 2 a.m. Central European Summertime, again, that's like 8 p.m. on the East Coast, which should be 5 p.m.
Hey, I got another topic to discuss about the latency on the streams. Like, why organizers are trying to put like a 1 minute or 3 minutes latency besides most of the players are still streaming without no latency. And no one from top 8, I don't think, will stream snipe or anything. That's probably useless and killing like small streamers.
Yeah, to avoid scumbags like Razorman watching the stream and beating people that they shouldn't beat. I don't know, it's to avoid cheating, like it's for the integrity of the tournaments. You know, that's like, it seems like it makes sense to me. I'm not a big fan of it because I like interactivity, but to be honest, they are not unreasonable. They don't ask you to have like 5 minutes. I think they only ask for like 90 seconds. So you can still give a shout out if somebody like donates or subs and stuff in a timely, like a decent timing. So I don't think it's bad at first. I didn't really like it. I mean, I'm not a super big fan of it, but it preserves the integrity of the tournament. You know, that's like if you said like you're playing let's say a poker tournament, and then you think you don't need to put delay on your stream.
But you can't compare like I'm talking about small streams. Like the chat is like half of your audience, and if you are losing it, like that's a serious strike. And secondly, from top 8, not asking like Razorman, for example, in the finals. I mean, like a lot of players are streaming without delay from the game, but for example, the streamers are asked to make a delay. If somebody will just want to stream snipe, he will find the stream without delay. It's not a problem. Like the players here themselves.
Yeah, but it's their mistakes because they're supposed to put it, but they don't. It's in the rules that you should have 90 seconds in like the ESL Open Cup, I think the Back to Warcraft Weekly as well. So it's the players essentially breaking the rules and not paying enough attention to those. And one day they might pay for it. If somebody wants to cheat, like you say, against them, it's not going to be very hard.
So if I stream without delay, that's my responsibility. Somebody will stream snipe me. Well.
Oh, you say you think it should be like this, or?
It should be less, at least, but it can't be less on the Twitch, for example. But I think it should be less, right?
Yeah.
And some people as Razorman, if somebody just got banned, I don't think there are like a lot of people from top 20. Nobody will stream snipe. I don't believe that anyone will stream snipe, like from Blabber to Happy. No one. I don't think no one will stream snipe. That's why I think it's not necessary.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
you're a tournament organizer, should you take the risk that you don't think that somebody will stream live? You know, if it happens, it's like really bad publicity. Like sponsors, they're gonna be like,
but
pretty
you are
bad.
saying like information will share like in a second. You can't risk your reputation. No, I don't think a single person from the players will risk it. Like,
What are you
imagine,
talking about? Have you seen how many scandals there was like recently?
no.
Yeah, there was quite a few. Like Blade got banned for a little bit because of like some betting story, I think it was. There was this Razorman story. Like you just came back on the scene, but there has been quite a bit. And in China, there were some players also that got banned for a little bit because of possible like match fixing, I think it was.
Yeah, right. They got caught and got banned. That no more of them. Like the rest will not do that.
Okay, sure. What do you think, Lil DC, about this?
I kind of zoomed out talking about the latency.
Yeah, Hot is saying that like I don't really understand, to be honest, exactly what he's
Shouldn't have
what
any
what he's
delay,
saying.
or
He's saying like we don't need delay in the tournaments because like the top players, like the top 20 players or whatever rank, they are not gonna cheat.
shouldn't trust that. I think as soon as it's money involved,
Yeah.
to step over the limits. So, but yeah, I don't know how much delay they have at the moment, but seconds or so.
It's supposed to be 90 seconds.
And that's a bit much, perhaps.
You think?
Seconds, yeah.
I think 90 seconds is not much. I think asking for like, they used to ask for like 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes was a lot. 90 seconds is like very decent. It's like the right amount that if somebody watches you stream, they can't really get much important information unless like, I mean, there's no really any big maps, right? Maybe on a big map, they could have seen like you have an expo somewhere that maybe they might not have noticed somewhere, but now there's not even big maps in the map, it's only Twisted Meadows, and everybody vetoes that piece of garbage. So like, it's not really helping if you had the stream open with 90 seconds delay. So it's good to know that you don't have to worry about somebody cheating unless they wanted to map hack, but then there's nothing you can do. And they would have to not be obvious to not get caught. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with 90 seconds. Like at first I didn't really like it, but now the more like I've seen like quite a bit of cheating and stuff, you know. It's like if we said, you know what, let's just trust our teams. We don't need any contracts anymore. Like, of course, like you need some securities. You never know what players and people might do. So it's safer this way. It's better for sponsors. It's better for tournament organizers not to have to worry about this. And yeah. Knopf asked, Hots, tell me how you set up your practice when you were a professional. What do you think was the part that made you improve most as a player?
I think the older you come, you got a lot of things in the life which disturb you from focusing on one scene, focusing on Warcraft, for example. Warcraft takes like any other. If you want to be best, you have to sacrifice like half of your life. So you have to sacrifice always with something to achieve in something, right? So when you are younger, you don't have to think like about so many life situations. Like we got health issues, parents, families, too much real life stuff, and that just disturbs you even during the game. It's easier when you get a 1,000 audience, for example, and you are getting money from that. But it's really hard for a new guy, not talking about me, for example, but it's really hard for somebody when he's grown up to play a game without good support. I'm not talking about my support. I'm talking like in general. It's really hard to do something if you're not putting every second of your free time into it. Every thought. Back at those days, it was easier to concentrate on a game. I was thinking about every second of the match. Right now, it's like, okay, I did a mistake. Won't do it another time, no matter what. But it's really hard to. Yeah, I hope. That's it, Todd. Don't do so bored.
Okay, let me translate that. He has no idea. Who do you guys think are the most up-and-coming talents for each race in Europe? LDC, take this.
I just follow up on the first question from Knopf first.
Oh, sure. I thought he was asking Hot, but sure, you can answer it too.
Caught myself. I thought Knopf meant like, did you spend 8 hours of practice or 4 hours of watching replays and then playing for 4 hours, or
Oh,
so good?
everything. Like I was watching every single replay. I'm not watching, and right now I'm not watching only top players, top night elf players. I'm watching every night elf player. You can find like cool creep spots, cool shots in every game. So you are watching as much and learning as much and playing as much as you can. That's it. Everything. Trying to get as much information, as much advantage, not playing only one strategy, for example, always picking a line against particular player, like in the poker, probably something like that.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Todd. What did you ask?
TV on the radio asked, who do you guys think are the most up-and-coming talents for each race in Europe?
Cooper at the moment. I think he plays a lot and he impressed on me.
Yeah. Anybody else? It's actually kind of hard to see like this. Maybe you can open like WWE Champions or whatever and have a look.
I was just about to do that.
Give me some ideas. And Hots also, if you want to chip in.
Two short teammates in Mojave plays a lot. Torrente,
You think he's an
Lubber.
up-and-coming talent? You're out of your mind, dude.
Maybe not. I'm not sure how old Lubber is, but if he keeps playing like this, I'm pretty sure he will.
I mean, to be honest, everybody in Warcraft 3 is old school. It's hard to say an up-and-coming talent because in my mind, I associate that with like newer people in the game. There is not really too many new people, right?
I can name some, for example, Johnny Cage from Human, from Russia. He's a human player, and
Yeah.
like a lot of my Russian friends are saying he's like a rising star, and he's very young. He's like, I don't know what's his age, but he's pretty young. So he might be like a good pick for this list.
Yeah.
A young blonde. I enjoyed Ladder and Edoboy actually. A lot of players on Ladder I like, but I don't know for how long they are in the scene. You know, I did not follow anything, so I can say what people say. From my point of view, like, did Muslim started to play again? Is he a young blood again? I don't know. Like a lot of people, we're all old school already. That's why the community is all about Warcraft. The community brings Warcraft, carries Warcraft. That's it. Everyone is old school, or mostly.
Yeah, I feel it's really hard to mention players because, like I said, everybody is like kind of old school in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know about like newer players really. Divine asked Todd, is it better to play multiple strategies or the meta every single game for maximum success? What do you think, Lily C?
Do something totally different now. Can you repeat it?
Is it better to play multiple strategies or the meta every single game for maximum success?
I would say the meta the most. Defending against different strategies when you play the meta. You also have a few cheesy strats, so to say, or all-ins or whatever you use from time to time. So get that predictable.
Yeah.
With the meta, but have some other as well.
I think 90% of the people will say that you will have to play meta. I don't think so. I think, especially Night Elf, that's a race that can change, that can dictate the speed of the game. And especially Night Elf should not play meta. That's why I'm always watching all those Night Elf players. And that's the thing I don't like. Like, every game is so predictable mostly. Yeah, so I think you have to practice all the strategies and surprise your opponent like almost in every game, because like most of the races get clear openings, but Night Elf, like what's Night Elf meta is like playing Demon and playing like two Ancient of Laws every game and adapt. That's like meta, right? Like the core. But well, you can. I don't like that the Tavern Heroes are not used that often anymore. I really don't like that. I think Night Elf, like if the players like Moon will lead with that, others will follow. Just there is no such stars, you know. Moon is not paying too much, and probably not practicing that much. And Foggy is playing just meta, like hardcore strategies. And there is no one to show to people that there are different ways of playing. And everyone cares about score and is afraid of practicing because there are no smurfs. You can't practice anything. No practice partners. Everyone is playing ladder and everyone is playing for score. That's why there are no strategies. Everyone is playing the same because he's afraid of trying something new.
Okay. It apparently works pretty well to play the meta perfectly, as Happy does as well.
Yeah.
How he's gonna play, but still he wins.
Yeah, so. But we're talking about Night Elf.
About Night Elf, yeah.
He can win like with that strategy with every race, but Night Elf doesn't have such a core.
Yeah, I think it depends on your race. It depends on many things. I would say for me, the perfect answer would be neither and both at the same time, right? You need to be able to play meta really well, and if you can mix in different strategies depending on your opponent, you should also do that. Obviously, if you're happy, don't go and do 1,000 different strategies. Just do the one strategy because you beat everybody with it already anyway, so you don't need to mix in anything different, but that's also maybe a little bit more specific to Undead. Yeah.
As Hot says, it's also more interesting to watch if you don't know what kind of strategies is coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Prior Loth asked, what is their most, I think he means memorable game / match / tournament or moment with Warcraft 3? Is there any moment that stands out, Hot?
Yeah, I can easily pick some. Memorable games. I loved our Extreme Masters finals where you beated me for the better prize money. Yeah, you like that too. And I won doubles European WCG for the second time. That was really pleasant.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know about this, like it was like maybe 2006 or something. I don't know, one of these years. And then we were at CBIT, I think it was.
Yeah.
And there was multiple tournaments going on in parallel. There was Intel Extreme Masters with the big prize pool, and there was WCG Europe with the smaller prize pool. And me and Hot met in the finals of both. And in the Intel Extreme Masters finals, I was coming from the lower brackets, so I needed to win 2 best of 3s. And then I won 2-0, 2-0. And then we had to go to another hall to play in the finals of the WCG Europe. And then I think it was 1-1. And do you remember last game?
No. On Glowwood or something? I don't remember.
It was Turtle Rock.
You reminded me when we met in Kyiv.
Wasn't it Turtle Rock? I can't remember if that was the overall finals or the winner bracket finals, but I think we met on Turtle Rock and like I was winning, I think. And then you attacked my expansion in the middle. And I just TP'd, and then you had all your trees coming because you mined out, and then the trees...
That was on Knollwood.
Oh, okay, and the trees slapped me to death, and then I lost. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I lost that, so...
You forgot to say that when you beated me 2-0, 2-0, you got close positions twice in a row. Like, that series, I'm losing 1-0, then get close position on Total Rock, you Tower Rush, I lose. We start another series, and the first match I got another close position on Total Rock, and you gain Tower Rush. So like 2 free wins for you. Come on.
Show me the money.
Cheater.
You know, the year after, actually, I made the finals again, and I was against Lynn. And that same thing, I was coming from loser brackets. And then I won the first best of 3, and in second best of 3, it was 1-1. And then last game, lost Temple, and he got lucky position. And then I lost this time. Fuck.
Knows the feeling.
To be honest, I think it's so stupid that for so many years we play on this map with these positions. I think like there should be more balance around the maps. I think Turtle Rock never should have had close position. I think it's so much better if there is only like cross map and stuff. It's so much more interesting. So
yeah, you're right.
I hope there will be more effort towards this in the future to make sure it stays balanced or like gets even more balanced and stuff.
By the way, remember you said me that you will never be better than that Hawk is better than you at that moment when we talked in Kyiv. And I told you that it will become really good if you play a game. And you said, no. That never will happen, most.
And Hawk is still better than me.
You're equal. Come on. You became really good.
Okay. I think that's it, guys.
And what I miss?
Sorry, go ahead.
ENC.
Oh yeah,
I love the Nations offline tournaments for Team Sweden. It was fun and cool atmosphere with all the nations there.
well,
We
what's the
will
best
have,
format for you for that? For like 4 1-on-1 and 1 2-on-2 or something different?
yeah, I think it was like that, and I think that was great.
Yeah.
If that came back somehow, line event.
Yeah. I was thinking about organizing one myself, but I know that somebody is currently working on making one of those happen. So I'm not gonna
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna work on anything as long as they are. I mean, there is no point in having 2 nation wars. So we'll see. Hopefully it comes to fruition and we see what happens. All right, guys, let's do some shout outs, and then I'll let you guys go and chill and have a rest, do whatever you want. Watch Neutron, the D-bag that didn't come on the show. Lose in FFA, hopefully, lose terribly. Where can people follow you? What's your Twitch? What's your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever you want? Hot.
Just on Twitch, guys. You can. Todd, did you share my Twitch? It's Hot Wussy actually on Twitch, guys.
What
You
is
can.
Wussy?
Wussy is an old pickup slang. It's a combination of two words, pussy and a wimp. You know, wimp. So that's the guy who always listens to a woman. Like she says, you go to a shop or that's a wussy. He's under the woman, you know. Beat your inner wuss.
What did I ask? Lil DC.
Same here, only on is now tlive.tv/lildc, and also I will hopefully be back on Twitch soon, or Instagram or anything like that. And I
Are you on
also,
Twitter?
if there are Twitter or Instagram. I had a short Twitter account where I just follow all the stock markets involved in that. Yeah, Warcraft related actually.
Yeah.
But else than that, I hope Team Sweden will find some sponsors. So if there is anyone out there, we are a solid and great team with.
Yeah, what the hell is NIP doing? Like, pick these guys up already. God damn. Do I want to know what the DC stands for?
Real name Daniel
Oh,
Clayson.
okay, yeah, okay. At least this can be mentioned on stream without trouble. Take notes, Hots. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I wish you a good evening, and I'll put all of your links under the video on the YouTube. If you guys want to follow these guys, go ahead. Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Todd for invite. Have a nice evening, guys.
Peace.
Follow Todd. He's a nice guy. Don't talk crap about him. Thanks, Todd, for inviting. Have a nice evening, bro. See you. See you, Lil DC. See you, bro.
All right. And here we are. It was a fun discussion with these guys. Kind of sad we didn't get our last guest on, but yeah, thanks to Hots and Lil DC for joining me. If you want to find more of their content, be sure to check them out. And if you are enjoying the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. This helps us cover production costs, such as podcast hosting, and continue providing this content. This podcast is live now on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, SoundCloud, and many, many more. So if you wish to have this show delivered to you in an audio format, just search for ToD's Town Hall Meeting on your favorite platform. Visit the Patreon page at patreon.com/ToDGaming. Supporters get the YouTube show VODs and podcast emailed to them ASAP. YouTube VODs are public 2 days later. Plus, I have quite a few more perks listed on our different tiers, such as priority Q&A questions, Discord perks, monthly replay packs, custom recorded voice message you can use for a stream alert, voicemail, greeting, or whatever, ability to cast votes for the future direction of my tutorial content, and you can submit replays for me to analyze live on stream and much more. Check it out. Hop into my Discord and follow my Twitter for updates. Subscribe to YouTube for show VODs and game highlight videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week.